Hey peeps, so we got one of them kind of days where I'm posting. I just come back from a slightly impulsive trip to a consignment store that I only recently discovered in Omaha. Um, Found out they had records there. I know the seller, but I had not gone to see his stack there. And the way that I justified it to myself is I received that bonus for paying my house off, which is unexpected. And so I just spent a fraction, I mean, very small, less than a tenth. I said to me, okay, I'm living in the here and the now. What would I really like to do? I'd love to go down and do some crate digging. I did look while I was out for some of the stuff on your list. Jonas, Sublime Media. Didn't pick up anything for you today. I have one item so far. I'm not showing what I have so far for the trade. So I do have some progress, but only one. I didn't find anything else for you today, man. But I have your list in my head, and I looked. And I found a couple of things, but not in good shape. And I want to get you some nice copies. So I bought a few things today, and I'll show you. I've only touched upon 2 records so far. I saw this, and most everything I bought was $4 or $5. I paid a little more for a couple items. Most of these were $5, and this was one. It just looked interesting. Dr. Calculus, designer Beatnik. Now, I have some records on this label from the 90s, 10 records. It's a Virgin subsidiary, and I just kept looking at the titles. It's produced by Stephen Duffy. Now, I know that name. Is that the guy behind 1010? But anyway, I played a little bit of this, and it's got that dated sound right away, with its stiff beat sort of thing. But it's like I think I can imagine playing this and finding a tune or two that I kind of like. Dr. Calculus, kind of cool. I thought, sure, $5, okay. So then the only other thing I played so far, and I'll pop this back on in the background, was I have a US version of this, but I love imports. And the price was right. This was, I think, $6. Focus at the Rainbow. And this is printed where? In Holland. This is the Dutch pressing on EMI 1976. Focus was great band. I think they have been reactivated in recent years. So I grabbed this. Pretty decent shape, minimal ring wear, Here's another one I bought on import. It was like $6. Dregs of the Earth by Dixie Dregs. And I think I can get that sticker off. But this is a German pressing on Arista. Dixie Dregs are great musicians. Sometimes the southern fried thing is a little much for me, but there's almost always good songs on these albums. Almost always. The mixture of fusion and boogie. They're very good musicians. Steve Morris, been with Deep Purple forever now. So I got that. This next one was a very nice find. Someone was asking me, how am I finding these records from the 60s and 70s and sealed? Sometimes you just come across them, and I found one today. Haven't opened it yet. Wanderers by the Pipe Dream on RCA. This is sealed. It's sealed. The date of this album is 1969. This baby is sealed. I've seen this before. Actually, there's another copy of this open over at Antiquarian, but it's a radio station copy, so it's badly defaced, which is why I've never bought it. So this was $15. I don't know what it sounds like, but It's sealed. 1969. There is no doubt this is an original. So this was a real nice find today. Next thing I got, thought of Jeff Recordman, 1968, because he's got a fabulous collection by this band, Man. I've got a few, and so I picked this up today. Maximum Darkness. This was $6. And this is a UK pressing. Yeah. Special guest John Cipollina of Quicksilver Messenger Service. I need to paste the cover, glue the cover back together, but this is on United Artists. It's in pretty decent shape. Some nice scores today. So Man, I like that cover. Nice SG too. Really nice. What do you call those? I can't think of it right now. I haven't shown my passport. Something that could be considered a guilty pleasure in my collection is Passport. Some could consider it light jazz, but this is way better than Tom Scott and David Sanborn as far as writing and taste, in my opinion. And I have several Passport records. Interestingly, I didn't have this one, Blue Tattoo. It was only $5. You know, someone originally got this at a Goodwill for 59 cents. I got boosted, so I had to pay $5. Oh well, so it goes. This next one I paid $18 for, but again, it's well worth it. Don't see it often. It's an original promo Bonzo Dog Doodah Band Gorilla. It's the American pressing on Imperial Records. It's in pretty darn good shape. Definitely an original. Definitely. The record's in great shape, so it's like no problem dropping that on this. Nice. You know, original. Oops, yeah. Yeah, original insert. Interesting. Oh, okay, there's an insert inside of an insert. Okay. So I need to something I need to do is invest in some inner sleeves. So I usually in the past have kept a backlog, but it's been a while since I've had it. Gorilla. Looking forward to getting into this. I was real happy to get this. Alice Coltrane. Reflection on Creation in Space. Double album. With the FAMs on the back. I've seen Robbie Coltrane live a couple years ago at the Village Vanguard in New York, so he's one of these kids here. Like I said, I haven't dropped the needle on this. Got to have some Alice. I think I've made it pretty clear that I'm in love with this woman. Alice. Talk about bad mothers. Really happy to find this today. Double album on Impulse. You know, that one blew me away. So when I found this, it was like, wow. Alice Coltrane, a monastic trio. Yeah, it was like a gift today. On Impulse. I haven't dropped a needle on these yet, but I'm just so thankful. I mean, that's the word. I mean, it was like I decided to treat myself, and I'm just so thankful, you know. This find these records. Alice Coltrane, man. I found 2 more records. I wasn't sure if I had this already. I haven't looked to see. But this is a highly underrated band from Britain from the post-punk days. And Digital Sex, we used to cover one of their songs. And I was really happy to find this. If I have it already, it'll be passed on. But Sad Lovers and Giants, In the Breeze. Fabulous. Moody, melodic guitar and keyboard driven fabulous music, you know. They don't sound like, you know, The Cure and Joy Division, but it's in that territory. You'll all know what I mean when you hear this. Really happy to find this on, and this is another label that I like, is Midnight Music. Really happy to find this. Really pleased. Focus is sounding real nice this time of the afternoon. It's warm here. It's getting up into the. It's going to get up into the 90s today. It's probably not quite there yet, but it's getting warm today. I haven't practiced. I haven't pulled out the blues disc. Someone was asking if I would play blues for you here, and my initial reaction is I got to be really honest, and it's got a lot to do with I got a certain amount of post-traumatic stress disorder when it comes to the blues for a number of reasons, you know. And so part of my reaction to why I'm not inclined to play it for you is like, it's almost like you'll think I'm nuts, but see, it goes to the past, and the whole thing of coming up through deep racism here, you know, it's like it's almost being asked, do that dance, boy, do the buck dance. You know, I know that's not what the person's asking me, but it's like when the person says, come on, Dereck, you know, take us there, you know, show us that you can do it. I ain't got to prove it to you, no. I may, but I don't want to. It's not how I want to represent at all. So when I play the guitar and I play music for you, I want to play for you an honest representation of what's going on in my head and in my heart and my world. I put it in the comment, and I'll put it here. I'll say it here verbally before I show the last record I found today, which I was really happy to find. My honest experience of music, what I hear, what I feel from many artists, as well as what I feel and what I hear from my own music is no different from what people keep talking about as the real deal coming from the blues, you know. I just really think that's just I really do. I honestly think that you know, people are kind of fooled, you know, that this is somehow a deeper, more real representation of humanity than anything else. And this whole idea that everything else comes from it, you know, that's only partially true, and it's just not, I don't think it's nearly as relevant as people think it is, you know. And I could almost do a treatise, you know, a paper, you know. I have kind of a theory about all of this, you know, connected to a lot of things, which may just be neurosis, but I also think, you know, the theory could be very useful. You know, I think there's a lot of, you know, sense in what I'm seeing and thinking and feeling about the American form called the blues in relation to a lot of other things. So I know I get tangentialized, but I don't know. I think this is just awfully important, especially as a musician of color, you know, to just really try to kick against the pricks, you know. I don't have to represent that aspect of music at all to be authentic. I don't. I just really feel like I'm kind of on a crusade. And maybe it's just in my head, but I feel it strongly, you know. So you may or may not hear me pump some blues in the near or distant future. I just want to make it real plain that it ain't what I want to do. just the name what I want to do. I'm doing this gig for money. The last thing I found today, and I love y'all, please know that this is all about love. Matter of fact, if you know, if what I said, just see, because I get this swelling feeling like I'm testifying, but at the same time I'm well aware that it's like it could be inflaming feelings, but that's just the way it's got to be, because I gotta speak my own personal truth, and I feel like it's a bold one. You know what I mean? That's why I keep doing it. I'll say this one more thing. If I come to the realization that doing this is not growing me, or that it's not helpful, when I understand that, I will discontinue. But once again, I need to be free to come to that on my own terms. You know what I'm saying? And I say it like that because, once again, you folks that are with me and follow me and watch my videos, you're doing it voluntarily. At any time, you can turn away, turn off, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm going to carry on with my neurotic self. So the last thing I found today, Sam Rivers, Involution, double album. What it says here, 2 previously unreleased sessions. So I'm assuming I haven't heard this. It's in impeccable condition. Double album. Sam Rivers, y'all. Another iconoclastic individual. Did I put myself in the same? Yes. Yeah, y'all. Claim it yourself. I'm an original. There's only one. There's only one of me. I'm trying to do something before I die. You know what I'm saying? That's what all this is about. Not only the collecting, but the playing, the sharing, the jibber jabber. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm trying to put my smear mark on the wall. And I will continue to boldly state what I see in this world. Right, wrong, neurotic or not, pretentious or not, overstating the obvious or not. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. And part of it is because I look around and I see some other people doing some things that are valid and valuable, but I see a whole lot of people doing and talking absolute nonsense or just nothing, just empty space for the sake of vacuous entertainment. And apparently, obviously there's nothing wrong with that. But again, just like there's nothing wrong with that, this needs to happen too. Can I get an amen from anybody? I love y'all. See ya.